I've always had bad experiences on edibles in airports. I was leaving Sydney one time, and I literally found weed chocolate in my bag. And I was like, oh man, I can't believe I've been traveling with weed chocolate in my bag on accident. It says a lot about me, obviously. But so our flight was real early, and I was like, I'm just gonna eat it. So I just ate it all. Now, that's not the right move, obviously. I had nothing in my stomach. It's 5 a.m. But the reason why it was a terrible call was because Sydney was experiencing the worst rainstorm they've had in 25 years. First rainstorm since Point Break that was that bad, really. And we get to the airport, and they've already delayed our flight 3.5 hours. And I was like, oh, no. And I'm flying with a buddy of mine, this guy Dave, that I did the podcast The Dollop with, And so we're flying. He's a jerk-off, don't worry. And as soon as I check in, the woman's like, God, you look like you've been up all night. I was like, what? I was so worried. And then I look over and I just saw a huge Oreo cookie handing out Oreos, which tripped me out. Because I'm like, those kind of sick motherfuckers eat my friends, eat my friends. I was like, that's just... should not be happening. That is illegal. Should not be happening here. But I was so high, and I didn't want to tell Dave. He's a good friend of mine. He became a cop to me all of a sudden. I was like, he can't know. We ordered breakfast. We were sitting there, and he goes, man, your eyes are so red. And I just go, how's your wife? I was like, what? I was like, is she good? Then I excuse myself, I go to the bathroom, but I'm really going to get eye drops. So the Sydney airport is a huge mall, so I finally find a place with them. They only cost $1,000, and then I put them in, back to normal. But then I go, I don't know where the hell I just was with this guy. I had to track myself, I was after myself. It was I was Tommy Lee Jones and The Fugitive. I was like, I've been around here recently. I remember the massage chairs. And then when they're finally calling us to board, I lost my ticket. I had the little receipt part of the ticket, the sad, can I get on with this little quarter of the ticket? And they're like, no, that is the useless part of the ticket. I was like, okay. And then I killed the Oreo, so drank his creamy blood.